Now let me come to the most significant part of the talk tonight. This is about revolutionizing how government operates. This is time for the big vision. There's a better way to do things in government, and that's what I want to share with you now. I call it the river of opportunity.
The river of opportunity is a new way to look at government, and it's overdue. What caused me to think about it this way is the current problem we have. If you look at how government operates, over time what happened is people would see a problem, and I'm talking about the federal level, the state level, whatever level of government, and I'm going back probably over about the last 50 or 60 years. We started with a handful of programs that were focused on people. As time passed, people kept on adding more programs, sort of segmenting the old programs more, creating more sub-programs or new programs.
We've counted 145 plus programs already and still counting. 35 in healthcare, 40 in workforce, 70 in child services. The system is failing, folks. That's not how you solve the problem of helping people have opportunity.
If you happen to be out of that mainstream of opportunity for whatever reason, because you didn't get the education you needed or you had some event in your life where it's difficult, instead of saying, how do we help have programs to maintain you in some status outside of that, how do we optimize the process of getting you back in the mainstream as fast as possible and getting you successful again?
I'm proud to say I was fortunate enough to be in that mainstream personally. I grew up in a 900 square foot house in Battle Creek. My father owned a small window cleaning business. My mother was a homemaker. We never had a lot, but I never wanted for anything. I accepted that, and they were wonderful. And I was fortunate enough to be in that mainstream of the river of opportunity that now I can stand here as governor of the state of Michigan. How do we create opportunities for those people that are not in the mainstream of this river of opportunity is the question. And there are 5 guiding principles we need to stand up and say we should be following to help create opportunities for success for people. The first one is, again, it's about people, not programs. The second point is, it's about root causes, not symptoms. Third, it's about maximizing results, not spending money in government programs. Fourth, it's about recognizing it's just not about government. This is about community. This is about friends and neighbors. We need to engage the entire community. We need to be that village of support together. And fifth, we need to measure outcomes and results. And what's the measurement of success? It's not how many people we're facilitating or maintaining their dependency. It's how many people that were outside of that mainstream of opportunity that we have now moved into the mainstream so they can be successful.
A couple programs that we have are community ventures. We created that for people that are structurally unemployed. They have not been successful in the job market for whatever reason. And we did it with solely state funds because, again, I mentioned there are 40-plus workforce programs that the federal government has. They tend to segment people. And so I said, to deal with people that are structurally unemployed, let's look at them as a person. So we're looking at the whole part of their life to say, do they have a transportation problem, an education problem, what's doing it? And it's working. We've placed over 2,500 people through that program. The retention rate is nearly 70% after a year, which is great in programs or people that are typically in that category. And their wages are about $11.50 per hour or more, well above minimum wage. So we were doing the river concept with that one small program, and it's working. The other one would be Pathways to Potential, where we have caseworkers in the local school instead of some government office where they can actually help people, students or their families, look at their whole life, not just whatever issue happens to come into the government office. And one of the consequences we've seen there is we've brought down chronic truancy, absenteeism by about 1/3 in the schools these caseworkers are at, which is great because, we're doing a people-centric approach.
Other things we need to do. We need to go to the federal government. We need to say 145 plus programs is not the answer. Let's go ask for waivers and say, how can we consolidate these programs so they're about a few outcomes to help people, real people? And let's do that. And then coming back to my comment about community, let's go do outreach and figure out how we do public-private partnerships to engage all of us in helping one another, whether it's people volunteering their time, other efforts, to really make sure this happens in some positive, supportive way.
This is about more efficient, effective, and accountable government, really focused in on you as a person. And that's the really exciting part. So if you're at point A, we have all these 200 programs. Point B is to say we should have it down to a half dozen measures at the human level to say your life's on the positive path of opportunity. And we'll just move from point A to point B, again, making that transition in time and making it better and better. And I think it's fairly revolutionary the way to look at it. And this is a better way to do it.